Good evening.
I have a story to show you tonight. It's a poem by Robert W. Service called The Cremation of Sam McGee. In this poem, the author uses a word that's not in common usage today. He uses the word marge. Marge just means the edge of, like we get the word margin, edge of piece of paper. So marge means the edge of. This is the cremation of Sam McGee. There are strange things done beneaath the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. And the Arctic trails have their secret things that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen strange sights. But the strangest they ever did see was the night on the marge of Lake Laverne when I cremated Sam McGee. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where cotton blooms and blows. Why, he left his home round the north to roam, round the pole. God only knows. He was always gold, but that land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell. Though he'd often say in his homely way, he'd have sooner lived in hell. On a Christmas day, we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail, talking cold through the parka's fold. It stabbed like a driven nail. If our eyes we'd close, then the lashes froze till sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night, as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed and the stars o'erhead were dancing heel and toe, he turned to me and, "Hey up," says he. "I'll cash in this trip of dance. And if I do, I'm asking that you won't refuse my last request." Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no. Then he said with a sort of a moan, "It's this cussed cold and it's got right hold till I'm chilled clear through to the bone. That can't find dead, it's the terrible dread of an earthly grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair, you'll cremate my last remains." Well, a friend's last deed is a thing to heed, and I swore I would not fail. And we hastened on at the crack of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly pale. He slouched on that sleigh and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee. But before nightfall, of course, was all that was left. No, there wasn't a breath in that land of death, and I hurried horror-driven with this corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, but it seemed to say, "You might tax your brawn on your brain, but you promised true, now it's up to you to cremate these last remains." Well, a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were numb, in my heart how I cursed that load. In the long, long night by the lone firelight, while the huskies round in the ring howled out their woes to the homeless snows. Oh, God, how I loathed that thing. And every day that quiet place seemed to heavy and heavier grow. Yet on I went till the dogs were spent, and the grub was getting low. The trail was bad, and I felt half mad, But I swore I would not give in, and I'd sometimes sing to that frozen thing, and it hearkened with a grin. Then I came to the marge of Lake Labarge, and the derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, but I saw in a trice it was called the Alice May. I looked at it, and I thought a bit, and I looked at my frozen chum. Then, here, said I with a sudden cry, it's my crematorium! Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit that boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I heat that fuel. Oh, the flames just soared and the furnace roared, such a blaze you seldom see. Then I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Well, I made a hike because I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, yet hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. And greasy smoke and an inky cloak went streaking down the sky. I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars came out and danced about ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, I'll just take a peek inside. Well, I guess he's cooked, and it's time I left. And the door I opened wide. And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. And he wore a smile, you could see a mile, and he said, please close that door. It's warm in here, and I greatly fear you let in the cold and the storm. Since I left Plumtree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm. There are strange things done neath the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. And the Arctic trails have their secret that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen strange sights, but the strangest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake Labarge when I cremated Sam McGee.
Great story, Harvey. And now you ready, Dave? We're under the fire. We've been doing this for about 12 years, so here you go.
Yeah!